We swipe right, looking for love, adventure, a connection. But what if, on the other end, was a predator? Welcome to the Tinder trap, the chilling true story of a charismatic man who turned dating apps into his hunting ground and left a trail of betrayal, theft, and death in his wake. It all started like so many modern love stories, with a swipe. Professional women across Chicago were looking for love. They had it all: careers, condos downtown, a good group of friends. And that's when he appeared. His name, or at least the one he used, was Jake Wilder. Profile picture? A dream. Tatted arms, but in a "I have a rescue dog" kind of way. Clean smile. Eyes that looked like they could see straight through you. Jake was everything the dating app scene seemed to promise. Charming, attentive, funny as hell. And when he matched with 34-year-old Emma Carlson, a top-tier marketing exec, she thought maybe, just maybe, this nightmare dating scene had a happy ending after all. She was giddy, man. Like, high school crush level. Said he was different. Said he listened. They met at a trendy rooftop bar. Jake showed up in a worn leather jacket, jeans, expensive boots. Rugged but polished. Bad boy, but not too bad. Emma's friends joked, if he's got a motorcycle, you're screwed. Turns out he did. A cherry red Ducati. It was love at first sight. Or at least, that's what Emma thought. Jake quickly wove himself into her life. Little gifts, a bottle of her favorite wine, a handwritten note. He listened when she vented about work. He cooked her dinner, claiming he used to be a chef. What she didn't know: Jake didn't have a job. Jake didn't even have a real last name. Behind that killer smile was a conman. A killer in disguise. Emma wasn't Jake's first victim. Far from it. In fact, Chicago PD would later uncover that Jake had a string of aliases. Ethan Cole, Jason Knight, Dylan Brooks. Same every time. Charm professional women. Move fast. Gain trust. Is steal. A vanish. But with Emma, things went different. See, Emma had money. Real money. She just closed a $2 million campaign deal at her firm. New bonuses. Fat new checking account. New luxury condo. Jake saw dollar signs. Within 2 weeks, Jake had moved in. 2 weeks. He spun the classic sob story. I just got evicted, landlord was a scammer, just till I get back on my feet. Emma bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Her friends were skeptical. But love makes you stupid sometimes, right? Jake started dropping hints about money problems. He was between jobs. His bank account was frozen. Just needed a small loan. Emma, heart full of hope, handed over $5,000. It wasn't long before Emma noticed strange things. Her laptop missing from her bag. A missing watch, a Rolex, a gift from her late father. Jake brushed it off. Maybe you lost it, babe. Gaslighting 101. Then came the darker side. One night, Emma came home late and found Jake waiting in the dark. Eyes cold. Different. She laughed it off. You're scaring me, she joked. He didn't laugh. Days later, Emma was gone. At first, her friends thought maybe she went on a trip. She loved spontaneous getaways. But when Emma missed her weekly Sunday brunch with her best friend, a never-miss tradition, alarms went off. Police were called. Her condo? Empty. The last person seen with her? Jake Wilder. Except Jake Wilder didn't exist. When detectives searched Emma's place, they found signs of a struggle. Broken glass. Blood droplets in the carpet. Her car was missing too. They pulled security footage from her building's parking garage. There he was, Jake, dragging something heavy wrapped in a tarp, loading it into Emma's own SUV. Heartbreakingly obvious what had happened. The man she thought she loved killed her. Jake wasn't just slick, he was smart. He ditched Emma's SUV in a Walmart parking lot in Indiana and hopped a Greyhound bus. Gone like a ghost. The media exploded. Tinder Killer on the loose. Online dating dangers. Who is Jake Wilder? Police pieced together his real identity. Connor Dale Morgan, 38, from Tulsa, Oklahoma. A career scammer. Wanted in 3 other states. Suspected in 2 more disappearances. And now, he had a murder on his rap sheet. Weeks passed. The months. Tip lines blew up, sightings of Jake from Florida to Arizona. But every time, by the time cops rolled up, Jake had already bailed. Like smoke through fingers. Until one anonymous tip changed everything. A waitress at a diner in Flagstaff, Arizona, recognized Jake's face from the news. She said he was going by the name Chase Hudson, dating another woman, a young nurse named Rachel Simmons. Rachel had no clue she was sleeping next to a monster. Police moved fast. When they finally cornered Jake at Rachel's apartment, he didn't go quietly. A 2-hour standoff. SWAT teams. Negotiators. Finally, Jake emerged, hands up, smirking. Like he thought the whole thing was some big joke. In court, Jake smirked through Emma's family's testimony. Zero remorse. The jury? Didn't need long. Guilty. Life without parole. The judge called him a predator hiding behind a handsome face. In the end, Emma's family said all they wanted was for her story to serve as a warning. Be careful who you swipe right on. In a world where trust can be bought with a swipe, stay sharp. Stay safe. Because sometimes, the person you're looking for is looking to destroy you. Before Jake stepped into her life, Emma Carlson had it all. Raised in the suburbs of Chicago, she worked her way up from a marketing intern to the vice president of brand development at a multi-million-dollar firm. Friends described her as unstoppable, driven, loyal, funny, a little guarded when it came to love. Her last serious relationship had ended 2 years earlier, her ex cheating with a coworker. Emma threw herself into work, vowing to focus on herself. Until Jake Wilder shattered her plans. She wasn't desperate, man. She was picky. She wanted real love, not a fling. Jake knew that. And that's exactly what made her a perfect target. Connor Dale Morgan, aka Jake Wilder, wasn't just some small-time con artist. According to psychologists who later profiled him, Connor showed all the classic traits of a high-functioning sociopath: shallow charm, lack of empathy, chronic lying, zero remorse. He had studied human behavior like a science. He knew how to mirror his victims' dreams. He knew exactly when to push, when to back off, when to cry vulnerability. He was a walking, talking, weaponized fantasy. But for Connor, love wasn't real. It was just another con. Lead detective Carlos Ramirez was the first to see the bigger picture. At first, it looked like Emma just ran away. No forced entry. No signs of struggle, until you looked closer. Detectives combed through Emma's financial records. They found 2 $5,000 wire transfers, unusual ATM withdrawals totaling over $14,000, jewelry missing, some later sold to pawn shops across Illinois. Everywhere Jake went, he left financial breadcrumbs. But what horrified cops the most wasn't just the theft. It was the timeline. They realized Emma likely died just days after her friends last saw her. Jake stayed in her condo for another 4 days afterward, living it up. Ordering pizza. Watching Netflix. Using her stolen money to buy new clothes online. Emma wasn't Jake's first tragedy. There was Samantha Lee, a junior attorney in Detroit. Matched with Ethan Cole. Cleaned out her bank account. Disappeared. There was Jessica Morales, a grad student in Austin. Met Jason Knight on Bumble. Woke up drugged, her laptop and rent money gone. Neither case had enough evidence to stick back then. But now, patterns emerged. Connor wasn't just a scammer. He was escalating. And Emma paid the ultimate price. Back in Arizona, Rachel Simmons had no idea she was sleeping next to a killer. They met on Hinge. Rachel described Chase Hudson as sweet, funny, attentive. Just like Emma had described Jake. Rachel even brought him around her family. Something just felt wrong. He was too smooth. One night, Rachel snooped through Chase's backpack, found 3 fake IDs, a burner phone and a wad of cash. Terrified, she Googled fake ID dating scams up, popped an FBI notice Jake Wilder's wanted poster. She called 911 shaking, heart pounding, praying she wasn't already dead. When SWAT stormed Rachel's place, Jake, Connor, tried to bolt. He had a knife tucked into his boot, but SWAT was faster, pinned him down. Handcuffed, dragged him out, kicking and screaming. Dude was yelling about conspiracies, said he was framed. Typical narcissist meltdown. When they searched the apartment, they found more horror: a black duffel bag stuffed with women's jewelry, a burner laptop full of fake dating profiles, a handwritten list, cities, women's names, dollar amounts next to each. Emma's name was at the top, with a line drawn through it. Connor's trial was a media circus. True crime podcasts, Netflix docuseries offers, wall-to-wall news coverage. The prosecution painted him as a serial predator who used romance as a weapon. The defense? They tried to play the mental illness card. Said he was traumatized, that he didn't mean to kill Emma, that it was an accident, no one bought it. He didn't love Emma Carlson. He hunted her like prey. After 3 days of testimony and 6 hours of deliberation, guilty on all counts. Murder 1, aggravated theft and identity fraud. Sentenced to life without parole. In the aftermath, Chicago wasn't the same. Dating apps reported a huge drop in users. Self-defense classes were booked solid. Background check companies saw record business. Emma's friends started a non-profit in her honor, Swipe Safe. They pushed for new legislation, mandatory ID verification on dating apps, background checks for premium users, emergency panic buttons built into dating platforms. Thanks to Emma's tragedy, lives would be saved. 6 months after Jake's conviction, a letter arrived at Detective Ramirez's desk, postmarked from prison. Inside, a single sheet of paper. 5 new women's names, cities, addresses. Jake's confession of 5 more victims never found. He wrote, "You'll never find them. I'm smarter than you." The hunt wasn't over. Jake had more skeletons in his closet. Maybe dozens more. Maybe hundreds. One swipe. That's all it took. And the monster was inside your home. In the world of dating apps, sometimes the person you fall for is the one who will bury you. If you enjoyed this chilling true crime story, don't forget to join the CrimeBot Chronicles family. There's plenty more true crime stories, mystery and suspense waiting for you. Stay curious and stay safe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chilling case. Comment your thought. Share this story to keep others aware. Evil often hides behind a smile.